Hey everybody, Mike Barr here. This is my Safety Sunday uh, talk for July 2nd, 2023. Um, it's been a couple weeks since I posted a video, and I want to talk about a couple of things today. Um, it's been a rough couple weeks. There's been a lot of incidents. We've had some fatalities. We've had some serious injuries. We had at least one contact that resulted in. Fortunately, the young man survived. As far as I've been able to gather, he's going to be okay. We've had some heat issues. We had a fatality that was associated with heat, and so it's been a rough couple weeks. There's been a lot of things happening in the area of serious injury and fatality. And but the one incident that really I think affected a lot of us, and most of us are aware of the fatality that occurred last, I believe, a week ago today, out in Detroit, with a young man who made contact with an energized conductor and tragically lost his life. And I've read a little bit about this guy, about this lineman, and I have no doubt that this was an outstanding young man. We have so many great people in our trade, and when I look at the picture of this young man, and his name is Austin. Um, and I look at the picture of this guy. I don't know him, never met him, but I know people like him. And I have no doubt that he was just an incredible person, an incredible father, and an incredible husband. And I can tell from looking at the picture that he's a happy guy, and he adores his family. He loves and adores his wife. She her world has been changed, of course, forever. And this beautiful young daughter that they have. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. But the thought of this young wife and mother at this stage of her life at such a young age, and it's a total reset. Everything that she imagined that her life was going to be it's gone. It's changed. She's got to rebuild, and these incidents are preventable. They don't have to happen. Um, we got to stop this. We things have to change. Um, it's time. It's enough. Um, yeah, that's it's tough, man. It's tough. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about today about um, situational awareness, because I see a lot of that. We're losing that. People are not. Obviously, there are shortcuts being taken. There's things that um, just aren't lining up like they should. And we've got to do better at practicing situational awareness. Know where your coworkers are and what they're doing. Don't lose sight of that. Um, know where the equipment is, where it's going, when it's moving, how fast it's moving. Keep an eye on equipment, and know where you're supposed to be. Uh, you know, be where you're supposed to be, and be where your coworkers expect you to be. And, obviously things can change and the scope can change, but everybody needs to understand and keep that situational awareness locked in. You know what the potential hazards are. Know where that conductor or conductors are, and if they're exposed, you've got to keep that situational awareness where you cannot, um, you know, lose focus for just a second and make some kind of movement, and before you know it, you're in it. So know what you're supposed to be doing. If there's changes that are happening that might affect your actions, you need to be aware of that. Keep that in mind. Um, you know, if you see something out of the ordinary, know what to do. Know what to do when things change, and just always keep focused on what you're doing and how you're doing it, and are you doing it safely? Are you taking shortcuts? And keep that situational awareness going. And for a lot of these things we're having occur, of course, are associated with exposed conductor, energized conductor. We're making contact, and it shouldn't be happening. We can take the steps to avoid that. So keep that in focus. Think about um, you know the line of fire, and don't be walking into the line of fire or moving into the line of fire. When others are working nearby you, there's tools and equipment that could get you into a bad situation. Notice if people have not used proper cover, have not put their PPE on, or missed a step. Make sure that we've got the awareness to pick up on that. Um, Sometimes we need to stop a task to make adjustments, and so that we can get it done safely and efficiently. So we see a hazard, or if somebody else points something out to you, we need to correct that. We need to make sure that we look at that, we correct it, and fix it immediately. And when we see things that need to be reported, then of course we need to report it. So again, situational awareness it's a big thing, because guys, and I've talked about this in my videos in the past. There's a lot of hazards out there, and the consequences are huge. So pay attention to what's going on, around you, to the side, above you, below you, behind you. Know what's going on, and continually assess that work environment. Continually, keep your eyes on what's going on. And acknowledge any cues you're getting from any coworkers. Could be verbal, hell, it could be emotional. And observe any warnings or anything that could give you some kind of indication that things are changing. And if you've got a spotter that's trying to keep an eye on mad distances for you, and other situations up in the air, make sure you're in contact with him. Make sure that you guys are on the same page. So keep an eye on the pace of things. The pace of that work environment. And again, like I said earlier, watch for unexpected scenarios. Things pop up, and we got to adjust accordingly. And guys, most important, as far as I'm concerned, of course, is to just ensure that complacency is not creeping into your workday. Get rid of the electronics. Get rid of the cell phones. Leave them on the ground. Leave them in the truck. There's the work site to me is just no place for that. Once you leave the vehicles and we start going to, we need to put that stuff away, and yeah. So, I know that, guys, we can do better. We can stop this stuff. But really, guys, taking shortcuts, it's an individual choice. To boil it all down, it's an individual choice, and of course, there's many factors out there that affect whether or not you, as an individual, or sometimes an entire crew together, will make the choice to take a shortcut. But ultimately, it is a choice. And I'm not going to pretend that it's not difficult to never take a shortcut. But there are degrees of shortcuts based on the hazard that is present. And so, we've got to do better. So I just want to finish up today. It's a 4th of July holiday. 4th of July traditionally is a few days that we get to spend with family, and we barbecue and we shoot off some illegal fireworks in some places, and we just have good times with family, and that's what it's all about. That's why we get up and come to work, because we're providing a life, a good life for not only us but our loved ones, right? And so when you guys get back from your 4th of July holiday, and we get back to work, I hope you've taken the time to reflect on, there's a lot of things to be grateful for, obviously. The country in which we live, it's the best country on earth. Despite all the problems that we have, there's nowhere else in the world I would rather be, right? We've got a good life. We have good jobs. We make good money. And so I want you to reflect on that as you go through the weekend and you spend that time with your family. And when you get back, Monday morning and every day afterwards, when we're doing that daily job briefing, that when you complete that and everybody acknowledges that we all understand the hazards and the methods that we're going to use to recognize and avoid those hazards. I want everybody to just think about this and tell yourself and as a crew, acknowledge, not today. Today is not going to be that day that someone gets badly injured or killed. Not today. It ain't going to happen today. And if we do that every morning, every day when we finish our job briefings, if we look at each other and we all acknowledge, and we know what these hazards are, we know what we're going to do to avoid them. We're damn it, today is not the day. Not today. So again, just ask yourself, how comfortable are you? And what shortcuts are you willing to take? And what price are you willing to pay? And what price is your family going to have to pay when you're the one that doesn't come home? Yeah, that's all I got for today. This has been a tough one for me. I just think about these young men that are not going home, and it's heartbreaking. So, guys, reflect. Have a great 4th of July holiday, and let's do better. So, I appreciate your time and to listen to this, and I hope it's something that somehow can make a difference. I don't know if they do or not, but we gotta do better. And so I better stop. I'm just kind of ranting now. So again, happy 4th, and we'll talk to you down the road. Thank you.